this Wednesday, the 27th of March 2024. I told you that Money Matters will come in a very unusual way. My name is Vafle Kamara, and this morning I'm playing host to Alfonso Zion. He's the head of corporate communications at the Central Bank of Liberia, and we'll be looking at the expiration of all Liberian banknotes and the central bank's initiative to facilitate the exchange of all currency for new ones in rural Liberia. And so, Mr. Zion, good morning.
Good morning, Vavli, and good morning to
You want to put that on? Yeah. Why?
good morning, Vavli, and good morning to the people of Liberia.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, and we want to inform you, our listeners, that this program edition of Money Matters is relayed on a couple of radio stations, community radio stations across the country, including Phoenix FM 102.7 in Maryland County, Radio Kakata in Magibi County, Voice of Truth in Plebo, Maryland County, uh, Smile FM in Zuraju, Grant, Jida County, Peace FM in Grant, Jida County, as well as Voice of Jida in Grant, Jida County, the Voice of Grant Crew in Grant Crew County, and Radio G in River G County. Other radio stations are relaying this program. As we go through the program, we will be announcing their names as well. Uh, Mr. Zion, we understand that the Central Bank of Liberia has lately been involved with a couple of initiatives focusing on the retrieval of the old Liberian dollar banknotes from the market. Just give us a background of this entire exercise, why it is necessary, and why the exercise is ongoing.
Well, thank you very much, Vavli. Um, like you said, let me provide a background for this initiative. The first thing I want to say is that in May of 2021,
Mm.
the 54th National Legislature passed a joint resolution, and that joint resolution asked the central bank, authorized the central bank to print a new family of banknotes up to the amount of $48.734 billion.
Mm.
The second point of the resolution states that the central bank should or must, as basis of authorization, replace the old legacy banknotes.
Mm.
The old legacy banknotes are two sets of money, right?
Yep.
The first one was printed in 2000 by the administration of President Taylor, and the second set was printed in 2016 during the administration of President Sirleaf.
Mm.
So the legislature is of the view that we should change that money, replace it entirely. Most of that money has been tuned up. Some of it are significantly dirty. Some of them are amazing, and most of the money was outside the banking system. So the resolution states that they should be replaced with the new family of banknotes.
Mm.
So the central bank started the printing of the new family of banknotes sometime in 2021 with the first 8 billion for exclusively the $100 banknotes.
Mhm.
And then
So that 2021 printing of that money is what is on the market now as we speak.
so yes, so the new money that
Mhm.
was printed, the
Mhm.
first $100 bill,
Yeah.
is part of the 48.734 billion.
Okay.
Is on the market as part of the new family of banknotes.
Okay.
Most of the money that was printed came in 2022. So the resolution also states that you will bring money in 2021, you will bring money in 2022. You will not bring in money in 2023 because it's the year of the elections,
Okay.
and then you will resume bringing in money in 2024.
Okay.
So as of 2022, the total money that has been brought in the country amounts to $34 billion.
Mm.
That has been brought, a little over $34 billion. So after the elections period, central bank resumed the process of the exchange of the old money and the new money for the old money for the new money.
Mhm.
because of the intervening election period. So that is the background. The legislature gave us the authority to print money, give us the authority to exchange the money,
Yeah.
replace it totally, so that we have a new set of money.
Mm.
So we started this process. We launched this process in October 2022
Okay.
for the exchange process.
Okay.
So after like a year or so, the central bank, after learning from the practice,
Mm-hmm.
we determined that in July of 2023, the central bank produced a gazette, a government paper that says, published by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that says that March 31, 2024 will be the deadline for the exchange process.
Okay.
So from 2022, October, to October 2023, that's about a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're saying now is that almost a period of 9, 10, 11 months
Mm-hmm.
of exchange process and learning from experience and all of that, we are now placing sort of a deadline to the process of the exchange. So that gazette was published. So the central
So,
bank,
but was the deadline informed by the number of the amount you've already exchanged from the market?
yeah, from the practice of how the money, excuse me, from how the money was being brought in,
Mm-hmm.
the central bank will go to commercial banks. The commercial banks will bring in old money. The central bank will replace that old money from the commercial banks,
Mm-hmm.
and then take it in and then destroy it. So
Okay.
after that period, excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
So after that period, we learned significantly about the process and how it is unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the background of the exchange process as we mentioned. So what we have now is that March 31,
Mm-hmm. Which is Sunday, I think.
2024, Sunday is the
Mm-hmm.
deadline.
Mm-hmm.
As we speak, probably as of January 2024,
Mm-hmm.
the central bank has been able to collect a total of $21 billion of the
The
old
old
money.
money. Okay.
And let me just say that the total stock of the old money in the economy before the printing of the new money
Mm-hmm.
was a total of $25 billion.
Okay. So right now you've collected.
So we have been able to collect 21 billion of
Okay.
that 25 billion.
So you left with roughly 4
we are still
billion,
left with roughly 4 billion.
and hoping to achieve the
Yes.
total collection
Yeah.
from 9 to Sunday.
At least 90-95%.
Yeah.
So as of the 26th of March, we have been able to collect an additional $213 million, a little over $1 million,
Mm-hmm.
230 million point something, not exact.
Mm.
So added to the 21 billion that has been collected. So we were talking about 20.
You close to 22 billion.
We're close to 22 billion.
Mm-hmm.
But we still think that there's somewhere around $3 billion
That's still
of the old legacy banknotes
Mhm.
that is still in circulation. I mean, we can agree that some of it, was mutilated, some of it may have disappeared, some of them may have burned,
Okay.
but they may not constitute a billion. So there is like a $3 billion, something above $3 billion that is still in the public.
Mm-hmm.
What we have done,
Is it concerning for the CBL to
well,
have that amount? You
but-
think it's more? It shouldn't have been.
and that's why we're going out to the public. So what
Okay.
we have done in terms of our operations is to get the bulk of the money and send it to commercial banks and rural financial institutions in the counties.
Mhm.
So as we speak, the central bank, as of last week, the 18, 19, have been able to begin a process of feeding new money to commercial banks, to RCFI, rural community financial institutions,
Mhm.
the community banking institutions, with the new family of banknotes. So
Okay.
we dispatched 4 teams. One team went to Lofa County, and in Lofa County, we have established what we call a cash payment center in Vunjima, Lofa County.
Mhm.
Central bank staff are in Vunjima. They are working with the RCFIs, the rural financial community institutions,
Mhm.
to facilitate the exchange process. So they go to major towns where the RCFIs are located. They will give them money. The RCFIs will then exchange the old money for the new money.
Just to intensify
Intensify the
the
process.
exchange
Right.
effort.
Right. That's what we're doing. So the amount that I gave you, the figure that I gave you, say $213 million that was collected as of Monday. That number exclude what was exchanged in Vonjama. I mean, not in Vonjama, but in Zaza.
Mhm.
Yeah. But we have also been able to go to Maryland. Mr. Badio just called you from Zwedru Grand Jita County.
Mhm.
He was in Maryland. From Maryland, they went to Grand Crew. From Grand Crew, they went to River G.
That's a southeast
Yeah,
team there.
that's the Southeast. Currently, they are in Zwedru Grand Jita County.
Okay.
There is another team that our colleague from the communication department, so Francis Wilson, is traveling with. They were in Sino. As we speak, they're in Riverses.
Mhm.
From Riverses, they will be going to Bapolo. There was another team that was in Nimba County and Bond County. So they went to Tapeta, they went to Campley, they went to Ganta, then they went to Sanicole, and then they'll come back to Bond. So the essence is that we are trying to step up ahead of the deadline, trying to provide this money to the commercial banks, to the RCFIs, so that they will facilitate the exchange process. And so, as of this time, as of March 26, we've been able to collect $213 million, a little over $230 million, added on the $21 billion that we have collected. But we still believe that we still have in the field or outside in circulation a little over $3 billion, and that's what we are chasing at this point.
So can you exchange outside of the established protocols, for example, the bank or the rural saving and all that? Can individuals having, let's say, 50,000 of the old notes, can they come to the CBL team at this booth and say, I have this money, I want to change right now? Can that happen?
No. We are guided by the joint resolution of the legislature.
Okay.
It says two things. One, you will replace the old money with the new money through the commercial banks.
Okay.
Two, you will exchange this money through rural community financial institutions, the RCFIs.
Okay.
The sort of community banks
Yeah.
that we're using. They money is rigged. We've had history of people sort of mischaracterizing processes and sort of campaign of misinformation, disinformation taking place. We are guided by the experience of what has happened in this country, and we want to stick to that resolution. So we're not exchanging money on an individual basis.
Okay.
We are doing it strictly through the commercial banks and through the rural community financial institutions, so that the process is clearly documented. We know what we've given out, we know what we've taken in, and that we can be able to report it later on to the legislature and the executive. So the figures I'm calling to you are given to you based on our records. So we're not doing an exchange process through on an individual basis. We're doing through commercial banks and RCFs consistent with the joint resolution.
There were difficulties faced by citizens of some hard to reach areas, like, for example, Rivers. Anytime we speak to our correspondents, he will tell us how difficult and how citizens were getting very wary of the whole process. For example, they have this money, and when they go to bar to a local business center, the business owners will refuse the old notes, and it's difficult for them to replace the old notes with the new notes because they don't have to purchase that particular commodity. So, for example, they are left with going back home without getting the commodity, without having any. So, how popular and how was the awareness done, educating the people with these are the established protocols that you follow to have your money exchanged?
Okay, so let me go back a little bit and talk about how we've been able to engage the public on this issue. When we launched the currency exchange exercise awareness in Bangabon County on September 1, 2022, we were very clear. We contracted the Liberian Media for Democratic Initiative, for John Colley. Together with CBL team, we took a tour across this country, 73 districts. We were able to reach a total of 164 towns, villages, and markets. We have, up to this time, contracted a total of 51 community radio stations, 5 Monrovia-based radio stations that are airing jingles and jingles that are converted into dialects in dominant languages in each county. We are distributing flyers and we are engaging. We were on the 1st of March 2024. I met with 75 superintendents of markets in Monserrate County on the Liberia Marketing Association. So I can tell you there has been an aggressive campaign to reach our people and explain the process. We have said this thing almost a year ago. So what we are now saying to people is that, one, the owe money is still a legal tender.
Okay.
Until March 31, 2024, do not reject that money. The fear people have is that they think when they receive that money and the deadline passes, that money will be left into that.
It will not be exchanged.
We are telling them that money, the exchange process continues. The only difference is that it will be done at the level of the central bank.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So if you have your money, for instance,
and this goes to the business people.
It goes to the business people. So when you have your money and you after the March 31st deadline, you will still go at the central bank headquarters to change the money. You go to Vonjima to change your money. You go to Banga Hub, you change your money. You go to River G, River G, where we're building another hub. Once it's completed, the problem, and reasonably, the problem people have is, look, if I get something like $200-300 in Zogo, for instance, in my county, and I have to come to all the way to Banga, but transportation is not even,
they exceed the amount you
cost.
have.
For me to go to Banga to be able to change the money, then it's unreasonable. What we're saying to people now, you have the opportunity to do this so that you avoid coming to Banga at the hub. This is the time you have, be able to work and exchange your money. Some people have come to us and said, look, is it not possible for us to just put our money together, give it to one person who goes to the hub and will endorse the exchange process and come back and divide our money? We are saying we agree with community mechanism. That is not central bank's role to say, do it this way or do it this way.
We just want
to come out with an innovative measure to
Okay.
be able to assist a community to exchange the money. That's welcoming on your part. But officially, unofficially, central bank position is that we're doing the exchange process through the
as
commercial
per
banks.
the resolution.
Right. So you can come up with measures. I mean, if your friend is going to Monrovia and you have like $300-400 you want to exchange, you give it to him, he can bring it to Monrovia exchange and carry you new money. But that's what central bank is saying. Do it this, we put your money together, give it to one person, because we want to leave the individual exchange process and consistent with the legislature resolution, stick with the commercial banks and the RCFIs. That's what we want to do. And that's what we are doing.
So for example, if the team arrives, let's say, in Totota, for example, this team arrives, how many days does the team stay there before leaving for Sanoe, before leaving for Batala in Bon County, for example? Practically, how does it work?
So the heads of the team have specific amount of money they're traveling with. When they reach to a specific area, giving these processes are informed from the level of the commercial activities and the volume of the cash we think that is held in the community.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So some of the things will be in accounting for like 4 days, some of them for 3 days, some of them for 5 days, based on the estimated economic activities in a particular region. That will inform the volume of cash that they will be able to exchange in that area. So everyone in the community, for instance, in Nimba, in Kanta, for instance,
huge commercial
hub. you expecting, fortunately, Ghana has some banks. So you will spend a little time to be able to do the exchange process, as opposed to maybe a town in Tow Town in Grand Chile County that doesn't have a bank, but it's a small town. So comparatively, you have to vary the days you will spend, but it's informed on the basis of the economic activities and the volume of cash that you think that community holds.
So essentially, you don't deal with village, but you deal with town with small economic strength.
So what the team does is that we are not giving cash to individuals.
Okay.
Yeah. When we go in the community, the first thing we do is that we deal with the commercial bank. So we give the money to commercial banks, right? The commercial bank will exchange the money. They have old money, they give it to us. We give them new money. Where there is no commercial bank, we deal with the rural community financial institution, the RCFIs. They bring old money, we give them new money. It's that exchange process. Yeah. So that's what happened. As for the public will deal with those institutions, will deal with the commercial banks, and the RCFIs. The RCFI and commercial banks deal with the central bank.
With the central bank.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And does the central bank have a database of all these small community banks?
We do, yes.
Oh, okay. Do. So you deal with what you have in your system, not somebody just coming in the form of your community bank.
Well, these rural financial community institutions were sort of supported and established by the central bank.
Oh, okay.
So we do have a pretty good idea as to where they are, how they operate, the volume of the capacity in terms of cash consumption or cash holdings. We do have a pretty good idea about what they're doing and where they are and their capacity and how much money they can be able to hold in their funds.
So prior to you going in the counties, did you supply them some cash to do something like before you arrived there to do the exchange, and then you go and collect?
So what is happening is that before our arrival, they're being able to collect from the members the old money that they have in their vaults. When we arrive there, based on what they have, we do the calculation and swap. We call it swap, right?
Yeah.
So you gave me the old money, I give you the new money.
Yeah.
That's what we do. So it's based on what they have that we supply. But when we get into the counties,
but it seems they're pre-exchanged.
Well, no. I mean, currently the exchange process has been taking place. Some of them, like I said, we've been able to collect $21 billion. The process has been going on, but there's still money out there. So when we get into the county, for instance, we have a communication team. They go to radio stations. So look, the central bank team is in town. Okay. We are doing the exchange process. Bring your money to commercial banks. Bring your money to the RCFIs. The central bank will replace that money immediately.
Okay.
So we hold talk shows, we do call-ins, we do jingles, we do in the dialects, we distribute flyers to the communities. They are then informed, and then they step up the process of bringing money to the commercial banks or the RCFIs. Based on that collection, these institutions then come to central bank, and then the swap takes place.
Okay,
that's what happens.
Well, Mr. Zion, we'll come back. We'll take a break and get words from our from the Central Bank of Liberia, our sponsor. But when we come back, we'll look at that. Obviously, they are delinquent kind of people,
right?
Obviously, you will see them. They're not taking advantage of the exercise right now. They will wait, and when it is done, then they find it difficult to exchange the money. So we want to know these kind of people, what happens to them. But let's take a word from the Central Bank of Liberia and be back.
Sumo?
Yes.
Where are you going with that big bag on your back? What are you carrying?
Siata, how many times I call your name?
Why are you calling my name like that?
Because this is serious. Listen, the Central Bank of Liberia finished announcing that March 31st, 2024 is the last day for everybody in the country to change their old money to the new money. The old money, that is the old $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, and $500 note that was printed way back before 2021. We are talking about the old short and long money. The CBL says after March 31st, 2024, all the old money cannot be used again to buy anything in Liberia. So I am carrying my old money to the bank to change it to the new money so I can't lose my money. For the people who have up to 10,000 old Liberian dollars to change to the new money, the central bank has asked all the commercial banks to open a small window, that means a special place, to take all your old money to receive the new money. The people who have more than 10,000 Liberian dollars will have to have a bank account to change their old money to the new money through the commercial banks.
But why is the CBL doing this?
Seattle, in May 2021, the lawmakers then gave the central bank, CBL, to go ahead to print new Liberian dollar banknotes up to $48.734 billion to replace all the old banknotes.
I see. So that the new money that the CBL started using to replace the old banknotes since October 6, 2022, right?
Yes. So from October 6, 2022 to now, it is more than 1 year now. We cannot continue to be using the new money and the old money at the same time forever. So the CBL says it's time to take all the old money from the market by March 31st, 2024.
So after March 31st, 2024, no one will use the old money to buy anything or pay anybody for any work done in Liberia.
That is right. The only thing the CBL will open one small window at its head office in Monrovia and the cash hubs in Alabanga or Vonjama or other countries across the country to exchange the old money. No commercial banks, other financial institutions or businesses will be allowed to exchange the old money after this deadline.
So my people, market people, Susu Club, let's carry our old money to the bank to change it to the new money before the money become useless in our hands. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Money Matters program on ELBC Radio. We have this morning as our guests the head of corporate communications at the Central Bank of Liberia, Alfonso Zion. And this program is read on Phonics 102.7 FM in Maryland County, the voice of Plebo, 93.5 Maryland County, the voice of Grant Crew, Smile FM 98.6 Grant Jida County, Peace FM 98.5 Grant Jida County, voice of Jida as well in Grant Jida County, 88.5 FM, and Radio G 90.2 in River G County. Mr. Zion, welcome back to the program. So as I was just giving you heads up about the next concern,
Right.
that happens to be the people who are always delinquent, in case like this. These people, they sit back, they're not following, they're not following what's going on, but they only get informed about what was happening when the deadline should have come and passed.
Right.
So I'm in this community. I have pretty good cash, all dollars, but I missed the deadline. I missed the time, and the deadline has passed. So how do I change my money? Can the community banks accept my money? Can the commercial bank accept my money? Or do I have to come to Monrovia, the central bank headquarters, to change my money? Help these kinds of people out.
Well, thank you very much, Babli. What we want to do is to ensure that while we have a deadline in place, we also want to make sure we accommodate our people who face challenges in terms of coming to Monrovia, in terms of the transportation, and in terms of what they can do readily to be able to change their money. This process is intended not to deprive people of their money. We want to make sure everybody is accommodated and that they can change their money. And so that's why I said from the beginning, we have been able to collect some money based on our experience before we came up with a deadline.
Okay.
We know we've been explaining this thing over and over. Some people have not paid attention to it. The deadline is coming. Some communities will go to say, the deadline too short. We got to extend it. But even if we extended it, there will still be some people who will not be able to change their money.
Yeah.
So the first layer is that we are asking you now, go to the RCFIs, the commercial community banks, or go to the commercial bank and change your money so that after the deadline, you will have had the new money. If you don't do that until the deadline expires, then you will now have the burden of coming to Monrovia and coming to the central bank office. Either when you live in Banga or in Bon County, you go to the Banga regional hub, or when you were in Lofa, then you have to go to Fuanjima.
Mhm.
When you're in the southeast, after the regional hub in Fishtown is completed,
Mhm.
then you have to go to the regional hub. And that is because we want to make sure that there is a call-off point that we can get back to legislature. So consistent with the mandate you've given us, we have printed this money. This is the much we've printed. We have replaced this money. This is the amount that we have been able to take from the market. Because if this process goes on for the longest and forever,
Mm.
we may not be able to get the data we need to feed back to the legislature and say, you gave us a resolution, you gave us a mandate. This is what we've been able to do. This 25 billion that was in the market, this is the much money that we're being able to collect to replace. We need to get that report back.
Mm.
And so, but we still also balance the equation so that we don't deprive most of our people because of the challenges that we experience in our community. So we want to make sure that beyond this process, there is still an opportunity, last window, for you to be able to exchange your money
Yeah.
at the central bank facilities.
So the exchange process continues, but when the deadline shall have passed,
Mhm.
the protocols change.
Yeah,
That means you have to, instead of the team coming down to your doorstep, you
Right.
have to come to the team to
Right.
the CBL's
Right.
doorstep.
exactly.
You come either to the regional hub in Banga
Yes.
or the regional hub in Vonjama.
Mhm.
And when the River G is completed, you go there, Fishtown,
Yeah.
or you come Monrovia.
Or you come to Monrovia.
Do you have a specified amount that you change at CBL? Say, for example, I'm walking down the road on Ashmore Street. I have my $200 or $300 LD
Mhm.
old money.
Mhm.
I say, okay, let me just sneak in at CBL and just change this money here to new money.
Right.
Is that possible?
Yes, it's possible. So the procedure we have now is that if you have from $1
Mm.
to 10,000, you can exchange it at the counter, at the window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Individuals don't establish account at the central bank. So you will not be required to establish an account at the central bank. Central bank will change your money at the window. At the commercial bank level, if you have $10,000, they will still be able to exchange it at the counter. But when it's beyond 10,000, then you have to establish an account to be able to exchange this money.
Mm.
Yeah.
And there where people have been complaining that the bank,
Mhm.
the commercial banks are compelling them
Mhm.
to open an account before their money can be exchanged.
Yeah. Yes, because that is a regulation that we have. Part of the reasoning is, look, we want to make sure that the money we have is in the banking system.
Okay.
Is in the banking system. So I can tell you, for example, of the total cash stock that we have, like 25 billion, for instance, right?
Mm.
The estimate we have is that 22 billion of that money was outside the banks prior to the printing of this money. So the old money that we had, the total stock was the 25 billion. What we're determining is that 22 billion of that money was outside the banking system. Part of the reason why we want to make sure that this new money is printed is to ensure that the central bank has a clear sense of what is put out so that it can be able to feed the money into the economy and be able to control the money supply at the end of the day. Because if the central bank does not have a sense of how much is out there, then it's difficult for them to be able to control what is put out and what is taken back. So that's one. But the second thing also is that we're advising people stop, keeping money in homes because there are risks associated with it. And we pray nobody house got burned, but the cash could get burned. The cash could be eaten by rats.
It's vulnerable.
Somebody could have stolen the money. So there are risks associated with keeping money in the bank. But there's also another problem with it. Keeping money in the bank affords you an opportunity where you will be able to have a loan. But if you don't have an account with a bank, you can be able to ask for a loan to do a business. That is the first thing. You cannot go to any bank, you don't have an account, and you ask for a loan. So you need to have a loan. So we're trying to encourage this kind of formal system of, transaction. You have an account, you can be able to take your money from the account. You can be able to save your money there. You can be able to ask for a loan, given your little collateral. You can be able to get a loan and do business. But if you don't have an account, it's difficult for you to be able to benefit from a loan. So part of the reason for asking people to establish an account is also to help them to secure their cash and to afford an opportunity where they can be able to have a loan to advance their own economic interests. And that is the reason.
So, I mean, after the deadline, can the commercial banks, I mean, for flexibility's sake, can the commercial banks still, help some people who have that money to exchange at the commercial banks? Are they advised to do that?
No. So after the deadline, after the 31st,
Yeah.
the commercial banks will no longer be able, except the central bank. The central bank has not made that determination.
Okay.
But at this point, from now to Sunday the 31st, you can deal with the commercial banks in the exchange process. You can deal with the RCFIs in the exchange process. Beyond the 31st, April 1 beginning, unless something else happens, you will have to exchange your money only at the central bank offices. Yes.
What's the target of the central bank after all is done, after everything?
I think at the end of the day, if we can get up to 95% of the total old money in circulation, our experts have said that would be good. That would be good for the central bank, because I'm not sure we can get 100% of the total cash stock estimated to have been out there. So it wouldn't be possible, because the old money, some of it got damaged, some of them got burned, some of them people took them for souvenir. You will not be able to get 100% back. But if we're able to get 95% of the total and report back to legislature, we've done a good work.
So as it stands now, the old money and the new money, they are in circulation. We have two different kinds of money now,
right?
In the market. How much of the new money on the market?
So, like I said before, up to this time, as of we've been able to bring in $34 billion
of the new money
in the country.
Okay.
I cannot tell you how much of that money has been pumped into the economy.
Okay.
I can say that because I don't have the data. I don't want to speak to something that I'm not confident of. So I will get back to you.
Yeah, but the exercise continues anyway.
But
so
the
gradually,
exercise continues, yes. But you can have a clear sense of we're doing a replacement process, and the replacement we have done is up to $21 billion.
Yeah.
Added to the 230 million that we collected as of March 26th. So that is the money we've been able to exchange.
Okay, this is Money Matters on ELBC Radio. Mr. Alfonso Zion is the head of corporate communications at the Central Bank of Liberia. We can open the lines now, but we want to inform you that this program is relayed on other community radio stations across the country, including Phoenix FM 102.7 in Maryland County, Voice of Plebo 93.5, Voice of Grand Crew in Grand Crew County, Smart FM in Grand Jida County, Peace FM in Grand Jida, Voice of Jida as well, 88.5, and Radio G in River G County. Call us on 080-514 096, 080-514 096. Better still, 7705-81886, 0770581886, and be live on the program. You can ask your questions. Call us on 080-514 096. We have this first caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Barnabas Ndebe from Zuba Town.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay. My appeal to the bank, the central bank, the exchange of money is up to the 31st. It is possible for them to allow the commercial banks to be able to receive the money up to the 15th of April. That will ease the people from having to worry, but they don't want to have money doing the business people But the 31st is the end of the time. Money is out of circulation. But then after that, well, with the next money, they cannot do it to the bank. They have to go all the way to the central bank.
Okay. So that's our appeal.
That's my suggestion.
That's our appeal.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We also want to say that DCN Radio in Sesto City, Riverside County is relaying as well. Let's hear from this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What's the name?
My name is Daniel Carter. I'm calling from Zwedru, Grand Gila County.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say good morning to the big brother in studio in person of our veterans. Well,
yeah, go ahead.
What happens, for example, I'm paying in 20 Liberian dollar, and the hub will still be with you. It's still going on a renovation. If I take that money to US dollar or UFA, that will be cheap.
Okay. Thank you. You will respond. Good morning. Good morning. What's the name?
This is Loki Samuel, and I joined you from Looking, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Before I proceed, I'd just like to let everyone know that we should take condition precedent with what happened to Nigeria about money changing. According to the explanation that I'm getting from him, if I have the $5,000 or $10,000, I go to commercial bank, and that $10,000 I'm going to bring money, and I live somewhere way Bobby or somewhere for me, and I come to central bank to change this money or any commercial bank, then I should activate, I should renew my account. Take a new account with that bank. And which of course the bank I live all the way. I can live rich and I try to come to any commercial bank, and then which of course the business that I'm doing does not even get me more than that. Sometimes that 10,000 could be a money that I even take from somebody. And they are still telling all that the money should still be accepted now on the fee, but the last day of this month, the only way you can change it now, you have to come to town or you have to go to any commercial bank. Now, two things involved in this process, my brother. If you now look, if I have 400, that means I'll be a loser with that 400 in my hand. If I accept it now from now to the end of this month, I'll be the loser. One. Two, the bank now is asking me to go and open my account with you, costing me now to open an account. And when you open an account with those banks are demanding people.
No, but now the policy.
Okay, now the policy is telling you that in my 10,000 now, I will get now. I will reduce, my money will be reduced. How will the policy force me today to reduce my money that I have? I have 10,000, but if you open an account, the bank is everything that 8,000 with you. Sometimes that 8,000 or 5,000, you even carry on. Sometimes the bank has to say something that you're leaving the account. What about the poor men who have nothing to do, and that money, that's the only money that they're depending at home?
Okay, he will respond, yeah?
How will they pay their children school fee with that money?
Okay, thank you. Let's hear from this person. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, this is Brown Taffy from Monrovia.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yes, I listened to the explanation of the media head of the CBL. Well, when he was giving his example and other things, let me ask, he gave total for example, and let's assume that Sarah is already in Zwedru. Some of the people they not able to go there, and then they depart Zwedru coming toward Nimba. And Total is one of the major towns toward Nimba. And when they reach there, it's like $2 million Liberian dollar, like I said, no there, and they're waiting, and they have interaction with Barrow or Sarah committee. So are you telling me because our CFR is not stationed in Total, no commercial bank, so they have to take that money back to Zwedru, and then before they take that money, all central bank team that will meet them in Total, meeting $2 million right in Total, what do they do? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Let's hear from this person. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. What's the name?
Yeah, I'm famous teacher on this, and I joined from Maryland.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, and I want to say thank you to the CMB Institute for his, coming on as to inform the public concerning about the changes of the old money. So, there's a lot of problems that cause in Maryland County. The teams
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hello. Oh, it seems we lost you. But you can call us. We can take at least 2 or 3 more calls and go back to Mr. Zian. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Okay. Let's call us on 080 096 080 or 770581886. Let's hear from this person. Morning.
Good morning, Afri. My name is Michael Timmy and do join you from Bonjima.
Yeah, let's hear you, Michael.
Yeah, my concern is like if I'm a private business person, like Yana boy, I got some good money and know how to reach places. I want to go there to do the exchangement and bring it to Bonjima or central office. Can I do that?
If you want to do what?
If I want to do, I'm a Yana boy. I got some money, some new money, but I want to go, how to reach places and do like exchange of money to local residents and bring it to the office. Am I permitted?
No, okay. He will respond. He will respond to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear from this person. Morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Okay. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, family.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Lawrence from Lufakandi this morning.
Yeah, Lawrence, go ahead.
And family, we've seen a big challenge this time. Like yesterday, people denied money in 2 hands. But when you go to the bank manager of where district, the cooperative bank, he said that the money have not yet come. Let him declare this money in the studios because Manchester of citizens to do radio of this show so that if the money have arrived for your cooperative bank so that we can be aware. Please, because that's the only trouble we have in this morning. Thank you, family.
Thank you very much. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning.
What's your name? Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Hello?
Go ahead, please.
Hello? My name is Newton Jar. I join you. I join you from people.
Oh, I think it's difficult, your line. Good morning. Yeah?
Are you hearing now?
Yeah, yes. Go ahead. What's the name?
Yes, so I'm Mr. William Grant Loper. I'm the director of banking at the Central Bank of Liberia.
Okay.
I just want to provide some support. I think my colleague in Sino is propounding very well, and we need to inform our people to do the right thing. The thing is that, like you said, this process started, for the past 2 years. We are concluding it now. Like you said, we already redeemed 21 billion out of the 25 billion. So roughly we have 4 billion that we have in circulation. He provided data. I also wanted to add that of the 40 billion that we brought, into the country, the new bank notes, we have already infused up to about 28 billion. So it tells you that we have more money, in circulation as compared to, the new money as compared to what we already have in circulation of the old money. So, people should not come off to say that, look, we can't see the new money, No, we have the new money, with the commercial banks. Another thing is, we are working with the commercial banks and the RCFR. The RCFR have been working with Afriland First Bank ever since, So the issue of the exchange process has been going through the community, banks for a very long time. If the reason why we are trying to meet them halfway is because people have been complaining, that they're not seeing the money. That's one of the reasons why the Central Bank of Liberia, took up the tax to work with Afriland First Bank to go into the county where we have community banks. We are not doing the exchange process in the market. We're not going to go in the street, okay? Because of the resolution that our regular, quota. So we are not going to do outside of what, we're told to do.
Okay.
We are working directly with the community banks, along with the commercial banks in area where they are present. We're not going to go outside of that. And if there will be any extension, that determination will be made by the board and the CBA management.
Okay.
We are not in the business of telling anybody now that the deadline will be extended. This deadline will not be extended unless it is approved by management and the board. So let the public be aware that we are giving them all of the cushion. We're providing all of the support to them to exchange, their money. If they can't do it now, then they will have to bear, the cost of going to our regional hubs and our head quarters to be able to exchange the money. Thank you.
Thank you for the information. Thank you very much. We can take a call and go back to Mr. Zion. Good morning.
Good morning, family.
Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning, family.
What's your name? Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Newton Ja. I join you from Tribo, Maryland County.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, family.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I want to recommend to the Central Bank of Liberia to at least consider those places that are hard to reach in the country, at least to do a little extension. Because, mind you, there are several places in Liberia that don't have access to the banking system. So at least the government to at least do a little extension to these hard to reach places. I mean, so that our people can be able to turn their money over.
Mm-hmm.
Because, mind you, if this is not done, actually, several people become loser in the business.
Mm. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Zia. I think you listen to the concerns, most of them. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Vavli, and let me say thank you to Grant for that. So the question you asked as to the total that has been infused of the old money, the new money, Grant has told you already. He's the director of banking. So there's 28 billion that we've been able to infuse into the economy.
24.
Is that 28?
28.
Yes,
28 of the
new money.
Of the new money. Okay.
Yes. So let me say thank you to him. You see, I can understand the whole country totally. Probably we have a total of 9 banks in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Those 9 banks have a total of 89 branches. Of those 89 branches, there are 59 branches in Monserrato County alone.
Mm.
The second county that has the highest number of banks is Makibi County with 8, followed by Grand Bassa with 6. We can take into consideration the constraints of people in the interior of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the central bank, out of the realization there are challenges, we will do direct intervention into the interior of the country to meet them, like Grant said, to meet them on the highway, on the way, so that they can be able to exchange their money. Some of the questions that Brown Tyler will ask, for instance, if you don't have an RCFI in the area, you have to go to the commercial bank. Because part of it is we also are restricted by the legislature. Do this process through the commercial banks and the RCFIs. You don't want to do something outside of that resolution. So we appreciate some of the challenges, but we are also restricted by the legislature. And some of the things we're doing, they are consistent with what the legislature tells us to do. So we have to be consistent with that. So if you're in an area where there's no RCFIs and you don't have a commercial, you have to go to the commercial bank to do the exchange process.
Mm-hmm.
That's the answer to that.
Okay, Mr. Zion, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you on the program this morning.
Well, thank you very much, Fafli, and thank you for all the support from the management ELBC. We enjoy the collaboration. We appreciate the support, and we encourage you to do more so that all of us can be able to help the people of Liberia.
Thank you very much. Well, Alfonso Zion is the head of corporate communications, Central Bank of Liberia. My name is Vafli Kamara, just sat in the seat of Mr. Cyrus Badio, who hopefully will be here next week to present Morning Matters. Keep listening. This is the Super Morning Show on ELBC Radio because I'm still here until 10 o'clock.